Give me numbers, go to Numbers 3 and go to verse number 11.
I'm just a little bit confused. I thought it was black Hebrew Israelites.
Well, we're just the Hebrew Israelites.
Let me finish.
Say that again. You can pull your max down, okay?
Let me finish my statement.
Gotcha.
I thought originally it was the black Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Right.
But now I see they got like Mexicans and this one and that
What
one
about the chart? Yeah.
involved teaching. So I want to know, is it black or is everybody, all these different tribes the same? Because I see Judah's at the top. Is that just a coincidence? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, so
is everybody the same or is it black?
I got you. So black is a derogatory term, right? Go to Psalm 44 and go to verse number 7. You can go to Psalm 44 and 14. You can hold that king in Numbers 3. Right? Black is a derogatory term. That's what the Southern poverty.
But you got black right here.
Hold on, brother. I'm gonna explain it. You know, I'll let you get your question off. I'm gonna give you an explanation. Black is a derogatory term that they call us when you go to the Southern Poverty Law Center. All these people that look down us, they call us black. Black's not a nationality. They call us black Hebrew Israelites. We don't say that that's us. We say we're the Hebrew Israelites, right? All those 12 tribes fall under that, right? So it's not black Hebrew Israelites. That's a byword and a proverb that they put on our people, right? Let me get that song.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 44 and verse 14. Thou makest us a byword.
A what? A byword among the heathen. Right, so it's a byword to call somebody outside of your nationality. What's your name, King?
James.
You said what?
You asked me what my name was.
Right.
I said James.
James. Now, if I called you John, that's a byword. That's not your name, right? So when they calling us black, them calling us out of our nationality, which is the Israelite, that's just a byword. So calling us a black Hebrew Israelite, that's not what it is. At the end of the day, we're just the Hebrew Israelites. Now all the tribes, we're the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, right?
Everybody, or just us?
Just everybody that's on this chart. All these people. Now a handful of them that come from Shem, they would be Hebrews. Right? But the Israelites were a nation of people that came from the man Jacob. Right? So they're Hebrew, like where we at? The so-called white man, Edom, they would be Hebrews too. Why? Because they descend from the man Eber. That's where you get the word Hebrew from, the man Eber. Right? When you go from Eber all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, everybody that would come from that man Eber would be descendants. They would be called Hebrews. So they're Hebrew Edomites, they're Hebrew Israelites, they're Hebrew Moabites. Right? But we're the Hebrew Israelites. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. Where you lost at?
It's not black Hebrew.
It's Hebrew. No black. No name.
So anybody can be up in there.
No, anybody that's on this chart is an Israelite. Is a Hebrew Israelite. Right? Not anybody can be an Israelite.
Everybody on that chart is an Israelite.
Is an Israelite. Right.
And no difference from us.
What do you mean no difference? Like as far as
okay, suppose one of us, black, black,
right?
You want to marry some Mexicans,
right?
That's cool.
Yeah, that's correct. Somebody give me Zyrek 26 and go to verse number 20. Somebody give me Tobit 4 and go to verse number 12. That's right. If anybody on this chart, you can intermarry with anybody on this chart, right? But as far as getting down with the other nations, the Lord said that's unlawful. Right? You can't get down, you can't lay down with any of the Lord told you not to marry any of the other nations. Right? Let me get that in Tobit 4. Bring it out, okay?
Tobit 4 what?
12.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, and verse 12. 20 and 12? Oh, God. Beware of all whoredom, my son.
Right?
And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy father. Of the seed of thy father. And take not a strange woman.
What the Lord said?
And take not a strange woman to wife.
To what?
To wife.
The Lord said take a woman of your seed line, of the seed of your fathers. Right? We know Jacob had the 12 tribes. We got men, women, and children from all these tribes. Meaning what? You could take any of the so-called Mexican, they come from the tribe of Issachar. So-called Puerto Rican, they come from the tribe of Ephraim. So-called Dominican, they come from the tribe of Simeon. So-called Cuban, they come from the tribe of Manasseh. Any of these people, of the women of these tribes, of this nation, of any of these tribes, you can marry them, right? But when the Lord said, give me Ezra 10 and go to verse number 10. But the Lord said, any other nations, those are strange women, you can't wife them, right? Let me get this into Sirach.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 26. The disposition of a liar is dishonorable. You want that?
26 and 25.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 20. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. So thy race, which thou leavest shall be magnified.
Right, so we understand that the seed line goes by your father. Right, so if I lay down with a so-called white woman, then my seed will be corrupted. Well, no, Slocky. If a white woman, if a white man laid down with a black woman, that seed line is now corrupted. Why? Because she's an Israelite. But the man planted the seed. So now what? It's corrupted through him. So the Lord said that thy race may be magnified. Now as a man, you have to lay down with what? Someone from the same race as you, of the same kindred, which would be an Israelite. Right? Does that make sense?
I don't relate. Maybe it's just me. I relate to black people. I do not relate to these other types of peoples or whatever you call them.
Everybody else that's not
so
black.
I wouldn't really fit in.
You
So I
wouldn't fit
relate
in?
to black people.
Say that again?
I say again, I relate to black people.
Okay. That's because that's your
how I am.
That's your own right. Because it's easier to relate
That's
to your
come
own.
from my life and my history and my experience.
I got you, brother.
I don't trust nobody but black people.
Okay, brother. I
I
understand
don't
what you.
relate to nobody but black people.
I got you, brother.
Now
Listen.
you're going to say all these other people will see, let's say Cubans.
Right.
I don't really deal with no Cubans.
Okay.
See,
Now, what's next?
I'm not going to deal with none of them.
All right.
Whatever you got up there, well, some Haitians is black. I'm talking about, Dominicans, all them other people, they be killing us. I don't really
Who's
relate
they?
to them.
Them?
Mexicans.
The Mexicans be killing us?
Yeah.
I've never seen a
Like
Mexican
them
kill a
women,
so-called black man.
them people went down into Mexico to get that operation, tummy tuckers. They killed them a couple weeks ago. The Mexicans killed us. So I'm saying,
My bad,
but
54.
be that as it may, I'm just
Hold
being,
on, Ken. Hold on.
I don't relate to nobody except black people.
I got you, brother. Now it's
I don't relate
hold
to
on,
this.
hold on, brother. I'll let you get your spill out. The point is that all these people were all kindred. Of course, it's going to be easier for you to relate to so-called black people because you're generally around who? Black people. That's your own sea line. Somebody,
choice.
hold on. Somebody that's around so-called Haitians or so-called Puerto Rican, it's going to be easier for them to what? To understand them because that's their own people, their own lineage and their own tribe. That doesn't just to know that these people would indeed be your kindred or your people. Why? Because they suffer the same curses that so-called black people suffer. They in the hoods with us. They in poverty with us. They went into slavery just like we did, and they hate their own brother just like we do. Right? Read Deuteronomy 28 and go to verse 54.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
Right now.
So that the man that is tender among
The
you
Lord said the man that's tender among you and what?
and very delicate,
Meaning you have a loving eye towards your own brother. It says his what?
his eye
His what?
His eye shall be evil toward his brother.
So even when you say, hey, the Mexicans, they killing us, our people probably killing Mexicans too.
Right.
Right? Everybody on this chart has an evil eye towards each other for a reason, because the Lord said that these curses will come upon the Israelites. Why? For not keeping the commandments of God. That's why you're looking at them like, I don't relate with them. I don't get down. Why? Because you have that evil eye towards your own people and you don't even realize it. You're fitting the curse that the Lord said would happen to our people for not keeping the commandments. Right? We understand that these people went through the same thing they went through. They literally just found a few years ago a Mayan slave ship off the west coast of Mexico. Why? Because it was shipping them back where? To Portugal, to Spain. The same thing the Lord said in Deuteronomy 20 and 68, that these people were going to slavery on slave ships. These things happen to all these people. So of course, they have to be related to us. They have to be our kinfolk. Why? Because they're the only people that went through these things just like us. Right? You have a priest that you want to bring?
So you're saying they are my people.
That's right, brother. You don't come from the same tribe, but at the end of the day, they would still be Israelites. They would still be your blood and your kinfolk, right? I got you, King. Give me 1 second.
It's Leviticus 19 and verse number 17.
Right.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Right.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor,
Right.
and not suffer sin upon him.
And that's a commandment. The Lord said we can't hate our own brother, right? Just because you say, oh, were they killing us, or I don't relate to them. Brother, I've never met nobody from the tribe of Naphtali, right? Argentina and Chile, right? So of course I wouldn't relate to them. Why? Because I'm not around it. I'm not down in their region where they're at, going through the things that they're going through. But that doesn't disannul the fact that they will be Israelites in my kinfolk, right? Hey Jonah, what was you gonna say, brother? You was gonna say something?
Oh no, it was in reference to what you was talking about. What he was talking about. Our people went down to Mexico, but what's happening? God is turning the curses over. That's not because Mexicans genuinely hate us. But first of all, if Mexicans hate us, you gotta remember we hate them as well. He just got finished reading that to you. God put those curses on all the Israelites so that the Mexicans would say, oh no, I'm not no part of black or whatever. But the thing is, like he just said, that Hebrew stone, that's proof that they went into slavery like we did. That's also proof that we are Israelites, because like he said, we will be known by a verb word. They call us Cocolo, Manolo, and whatever over in those countries, and they kill us, but that's their way of life. The cartels, you know we don't have no say-so in the cartels, right? But that's oppression of the Mexicans upon Mexicans. It's like the blacks, we oppress our own people as well. So I just wanted to bring that to as a point, because that was something that was in the news that just happened, and it's not us. They want whitey out of their nation too. Even here, the Indians, they hurting Edomites right now because everybody's starting to know the truth. And that we are the Israelites, and they are here to harm us.
Right.
We have to stick together, as the brother was telling me.
Right. And even when you look on the side, this is proof. Now, of course, you know, it's in Spanish for our brothers when they come up. But this is proof that they go back, what? They go back to the tribe of Issachar, right? Even they got a city that, how do you, hey, Jonah, how do you pronounce this again? Oaxaca? Right. That's a city that's actually in Mexico. And it literally goes back to the Hebrew word, Yeshashakar, which is Issachar, right? So it proves that what? They would go back to this, they would go back to the tribes of Israel, right? They would be Hebrews just like you and I, and we would be kinsfolk we would be Israelites, we would be kinsfolk, and we suffer the same curses they suffer, like the brother said. They go and add down the cartel is some of the most ruthless people on the planet, right? Most ruthless. You think the Bloods and the Crips is bad? We go now, you deal with the MS-13 and the you said what?
Yeah, they cutting heads off.
Yeah, they doing stuff that the Bloods and Crips would never do.
Never.
Right? It's different down there. They going through the same thing, cursed in the city and cursed in the field. That's a curse that would happen to the Israelites. They dealing with the same thing that we're dealing with. Showing you that it's proof. You still got Deuteronomy 20 on your hand? Go to verse 46.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse number 46.
Bring it out.
And they shall be upon thee.
The Lord said that the curses, they would be upon thee for what?
For a sign.
Wait, what?
For a sign. And for a wonder.
Right.
And upon thy seed forever.
And what's the sign that we do? It helps you identify something. If I told you we on 10th and Market in front of H&M and you have no GPS, you're going to find it by what? The Market Street sign, the test sign, and the H&M logo, right? You're going to know that Popeye's across the street. Why? Because there's a sign on it, right? These curses are a sign on the Israelites, on their seed line forever to help you identify with who the Israelites would be. The Mexicans, for a fact, we just proved without a shadow of a doubt that they put the curses that we read about, right? We just said that what? There was a Mayan slave ship that they found off the West Coast shores that was about to ship them back over to the East Coast. Why? That's a curse that would happen in the Bible to the Israelites, that they would go back into slavery on slave ships, right? We told you that you have an evil eye towards your own brother. We see what the cartels are doing. We see what they're doing down there in Mexico, right? Those are your brothers, brother. Right? At the end of the day, everybody that's on this side, you may relate with black people more because you're around. Where you from, brother? Where you from? I'm asking.
Oh, where am I from?
Yeah.
Right here in Philadelphia.
You from Philly, right? You live in the hood?
Not now.
All right, well, you around black folk for the most part?
Yeah.
Yeah, why? You around black people, so of course you relate with them better. Right? If you was, go ahead, brother.
That's my choice.
What, to live around them?
To be around.
We not, I'm not saying, I got you.
Choice.
I got you, I see that.
I choose who I'm around.
No, I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm saying that that's who you're around, so of course that's who you're more accustomed to. And you're even more accustomed to it because that's your own people. Like y'all look alike, y'all talk alike, y'all act alike. So if you went and you hung out with them people that was from Cuba, of course it's gonna feel weird because they speak in Spanish, you speak in English, you don't know what's going on. Their way of life is a little different. But that doesn't yeah, it doesn't, there you go. It doesn't negate the fact that they would be Israelites according to the Bible.
If I walk past here and you got a Puerto Rican teaching, you want me to listen to him?
Of course. Brother, if you was here damn 3 months ago, you would have ran into a Puerto Rican that was teaching.
Right.
You would have ran, if you was here about 6 months ago, you would have ran into a Dominican that was teaching. We had half these tribes in our kit. This brother's from the tribe of Reuben. right? So we had them, yeah, we got a bunch of, we used to have all the tribes out here, right? Damn near all the tribes out here. And why? Because give me Romans 8 and go to verse number 16, right? Why? Because their spirit bears witness with the truth, right? If your spirit bears witness, if you can agree to all the things that we start bringing out, then by default, more than likely you would be from one of these 12 tribes. Because why these curses would be a sign on their seed line. It would fit them. If it fits you, then more than likely you start agreeing with it. Like if some of the things that we brought out that we went to slavery on slave ships, and a Japanese man walked up, can he relate to that? Can he relate to picking cotton in the field and living in the hood in the trenches? No, he can't relate to that. So his spirit doesn't bear witness. Right? Same thing if a Russian came up, if a white man came up, if an Arab person came up, they can't bear witness with these things. Right? The Lord said, who's got that in Romans?
It's the book of Romans.
Chapter 8 and verse 16.
The
Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
The Lord said the Spirit bears witness that we're the children of God. Brothers don't come into this truth just like, oh, I'm just trying to cleave to these niggas. No, it's because why they really believe in this thing. They be like, yo, that really did happen to our people. And they can track their history to go back to what? Those things that happened. And we have infallible proof that these things happen to these people. Like the brother said earlier, archaeological proof all in Mexico, right? You have the Back Creek stone, that's what? The Los Lunas stone, that's all engraved in what? Paleo-Hebrew. The only people that were speaking Paleo-Hebrew was who? The Hebrew Israelites. So by default, those people have to be what? From one of these tribes, right? So, brother, again, those are your kinsfolk, brother. Whether you relate to them or not, at the end of the day, that's through your kindred. And like the brother brought out in Leviticus 19:17, it's a sin to hate your brother, right? So you don't want to be hating on your brother just because y'all don't see eye to eye, or because you don't live with them, or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, those are your people, and it's a sin to hate your own people.
I think all we can say.
All praises, brother. So you an Israelite.
Yeah.
All right, all praises, brother. So what's next? Is it cool just to know we Israelites?
No.
Give me Romans 2 and go to verse number 13. You're right. It's cool to know. That's the first step when you find out you're an Israelite. That's everybody. Nobody just jumped in this thing and started keeping the laws and then found out they was Israelites. The first step is knowing you're Israelites. This is the second thing. Romans 2.
It's Romans chapter 2 and verse number 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God.
The Lord said that those that hear the law, they're not just before God, but what?
But the doers.
But the what?
But the doers of the law shall be justified.
The Lord said we got to do the law, right? We got to keep the commandments. That's how you do you know how you get everlasting life, how you get into the kingdom of heaven? By keeping the commandments, right? So do you know any commandments, brother?
I guess I do.
Said you guess you do? Can you give me
Everybody knows
the 10 commandments, right? But there's more
beyond that.
I got you, but when you believe in Jesus Christ?
Nah.
You don't believe in Jesus Christ? Why not?
I'm not a Christian.
We not. Well, technically we Christians, but we don't get down with Christianity, right? That's Christianity. That told you that. Can you turn that sign around for me, Baba Kashaw? That told you that this was Jesus Christ, right? That man on your left hand side. They told you that's Jesus Christ. You believe that that's Jesus Christ? No. You don't get down with that, right? But we gotta show you that according to the Old Testament and according to the New Testament, that Christ indeed is real, and he doesn't look like that. Somebody give me not Romans. Somebody, yeah, go to Revelation 1. Give me what I did.
This Revelation, chapter 1 and 1.
Right.
The revelation of Jesus Christ. The Lord saying the revelation of Jesus Christ.
This means the revealing of Jesus Christ, right? Read on.
Verse 13. In the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
right.
One like unto the Son of Man.
One like what?
One like unto the Son of Man.
You know who the Son of Man is?
No.
Give me Matthew 16 and go to verse number 13. The Son of Man will be Christ, right? The man they call Jesus Christ.
Will be Son of God.
Son of God.
You said the Son of Man.
It says Son of Man, Son of God. He has two different terms. He's called the Prince of Peace. He's called the you got Isaiah 7 and 14? Yeah, let me get that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 14.
Right.
Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign.
Right.
Behold, a virgin shall conceive,
right,
and bear a son,
right,
and shall call his name Emmanuel.
And this is a prophecy on Christ that was to come. You see many prophecies in the Old Testament of Christ that's going to come on the scene, the Messiah. They said his name's going to be called Emmanuel. Right, read on.
Butter and honey shall he eat,
right,
that he may know to refuse the evil
evil and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings.
Right, so the Lord said that this man is going to be called, go to Isaiah 11 and start from the top. The Lord said his name is going to be called Emmanuel. So you have the Son of Man, you have the Son of God. He's called Emmanuel. He's also called these things. Go read this.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 11 verse 1.
Right.
And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesus, of Jesse,
Right.
and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might,
Right.
the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord,
Right.
and shall make him of quick understanding
Right.
in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes,
Right.
neither reprove after the hearing of his ears.
Yo, what's the precept that says he's known as counselor? Yeah. I don't know why I can't think of it. But the Lord, you said what? 9 and 6? I don't know why I thought it was 11 and 1. Oh, you're right here. Isaiah 9 and 6.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. For unto us a child is born.
Right.
Unto us a son is given.
Right.
And the government shall be upon his shoulders. Shall be upon
It says the government shall be, a son is given to us, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. Read on.
And his name,
His what?
and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor,
Right.
the Mighty God,
Right.
the Everlasting Father,
Right.
the Prince of Peace.
So we see in this scripture alone, he has about 5 different names. Wonderful Counselor, the Prince of Peace, the Everlasting Father, the Almighty God. So he has different forms. We understand at the end of the day, he's also known as Melchizedek. Right? But at the end of the day, we understand that this is talking about Christ. He calls him the Son of Man. Right? You got that, Matthew?
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 13. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi,
Right.
he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man,
The Son of what?
the Son of Man, am?
He said, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? Right? So he has different types. He comes as the Son of Man, the Son of God, the Almighty God, Counselor, Wonderful. So he has different terms. He has different so-called quote-unquote names. Right? But we know that his... You say you didn't know that?
I said I did not know.
Oh, okay. I'll pray. Well, hey, brother, everybody learns something new every day, right? But we understand he actually has a name, right? These are titles. Like God is a title. The Lord said in Psalm 82 and 6 that this Israelite man were gods on the earth, right? He said he told Moses, I will make thee a god unto Pharaoh. God is just a title, right? But we understand God has a name. His name is Yahweh. Christ has a name. His name is Yahweh Shah. Right? So when it's talking in Revelation 1, the first chapter, it says the Son of Man is talking about the man Yahweh Shai, the man they call Christ, Jesus Christ. Right? Go back to that.
Start going to verse 14.
This is Revelation chapter 1 and 14.
Right now.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Were what?
Were white like wool.
This man on your left-hand side has brown dog string hair. Right? It said his head and his hairs were what like wool. What people on the earth have woolly hair? So-called black people. Right? Read on.
As white as snow.
Right?
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Man has what? Blue eyes. Right? Blue eyes, blonde hair. Right? Read on.
And his feet.
And his what?
And his feet. Like unto fine brass.
Like unto what?
Like unto fine brass.
Feet were like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Brown. Right? As what?
As if they burnt in a furnace.
It says as if they burned in a furnace. You take anything you throw it in the furnace and take it out, what color is it going to be? It's gonna be real brown. It's gonna be black, right? So it said that Christ was what? A dark-skinned man who had hair, woolly hair that was as white as snow, and his eyes were like a flame of fire, right? So this picture that they portrayed, this is called iconoclasm. Give me 1 Maccabees 3 and 48. This is called iconoclasm. Iconoclasm is a Latin word. Icon meaning image, clasm meaning breaker, image breaker, right? They took the picture of Christ and they destroyed it, and they replaced it with Cesare Borgia, right? Who was the son of Pope Alexander V or the Sixth, right? So they replaced it. They replaced his image with a so-called white man, right? And now they got everybody on earth believing that Christ is a white man. Then they tell you Christ is God, so God must be white, and then the angels is white, right? So everything is based off the white man because white represents what? Purity,
That's
right?
what I do not relate to that.
I got you. Neither do we. right? But that's the image, and that's what they got everybody deceiving, right? Give me Isaiah 25, go to 7. You want to say something about that?
Yeah, I gotta read. But I gotta break the commandment because I gotta go get some food because I ain't got none at home.
You don't got no food?
So I'm going down here to get some food right now.
Brother, the brother got a sandwich for you, brother.
No, I don't. I'm getting my own food, but I'm
Come
saying.
on, brother. Hey, listen. The Lord said that you can't buy on the Sabbath.
That's what I'm
Read
saying.
Proverbs 27:5.
And I know I'm going right down there and get.
You gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Well, brother, come on, brother. You know it's breaking the Sabbath, brother. Come on, brother. Brother got food for you right here.
No, you don't have what I need.
What you mean, brother? You need food, right?
No, I need particular.
Then you need particular food.
Come on, Elder.
Come on, brother. Come on, Elder.
I'm diabetic. I can't eat everything. All right.
I'm diabetic.
Fair enough.
That's a good point. He is a diabetic, so what he got, you do need.
See?
You want the sandwich or not, brother? You fresh turkey and cheese?
Damn, see that?
Mozzarella cheese sandwich? You know what I'm saying? You want to buy a water, King?
Damn.
Don't buy nothing on the Sabbath. Don't be
So the
the
sun go
store,
down,
King. You got grandsons, nephews, and nieces you need to teach this truth to. Don't buy nothing today. Put that on the side, okay, King? Put that on the side, King. We're not going to let you buy it today.
I don't want to take.
I feel you, King, but
Come on, brother. This is charity. This is alms. This is brotherly love right here. The Lord said this. Let me get that.
don't turn God down, brother.
This Proverbs chapter 27:5.
Right.
Open rebuke
Right.
is better than secret love.
The Lord said open rebuke. So we try to tell you don't go by. That's what the brother brought out in Leviticus 19:17. It said not to suffer thy brother to commit sin. Right? So us telling you, hey, listen, don't go by on the Sabbath, brother. That's what we're doing right now. Trying to tell you, hey, listen, you go by on the Sabbath day, that's a sin. Right? You said it. You said I'm about to go sin right now.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, come on, brother. But you.
That's why I gotta go.
Give me that.
You know what God teach, brother? Eat this. Thank God for giving you this, kid. Listen to this word a little bit. Don't buy nothing, though. You don't want to go.
You got 3 hours to the
You
sun go
coming to
down.
the truth? Listen, you coming to the truth, right? So turn your back on it. You might get hit by a car. You might start fucking. You get hit by a stray. Don't do it. Resist the temptation, King. Our job is not to let you sin. Resist the temptation, King. Resist the temptation, King.
Come on, brother.
I'm a diabetic too. You gonna buy something, your joint might spike up to 800 tonight. Don't do that. And God is watching you, right? And He's watching us give you truth. You can't walk away anyway. So I'm glad that He got you stuck there. You got to listen, kid. I feel you.
Brother got a precept.
You don't, okay, you don't want to eat on me.
Real quick, I got a precept for you, brother.
You still forcing yourself, even though God is telling you right now, don't buy anything. He's got me to, I got a cake or something? I'm good.
Let me bring out this precept
You
for you,
sure?
brother.
Don't buy. We still can't let you buy nothing.
I'm sure.
We don't need you to
I
get
got
that
brother got
car.
You gotta let me go.
This brother got scripture for you though, brother. This is not us holding you. It's the Most High. It's the Spirit, brother.
I got a lot of food. I told you I would think on it, right?
You said you got a lot of food.
Yeah.
That's well, we got something else for you. Bring us up.
I
This book of Deuteronomy.
I got you.
I told you I would think on it.
I got you, brother.
And you gotta let me go think on it.
Well, brother, you said you agree that you was Israelite.
Yeah.
So now, what comes with
I told you
what
that
comes
I
with
had to go think on it.
what
You
comes
gotta
with?
let me do that.
I asked you. You say, yeah, I'm an Israelite. So what comes with being an Israelite? It's keeping the commandments. One of the commandments is not breaking the Sabbath day. That's why the brother looked out for you. Was trying. I know. You say you came.
I appreciate that.
I got you. I'm gonna give you the scripture.
This book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 3. And He humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna,
Right.
which thou knewest not.
Right.
Neither did thy fathers know, that He might make thee know that man does not live by bread alone.
What the Lord said?
That man does not live by bread alone,
But by what?
but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live.
Right. See that? So man lives by what? By the words of the Most High God. So right now we feed you. Right now you're gonna be. By the time you walk away, you're gonna be full, brother.
I said, that's what I just said.
All right. Let me ask you this.
I
What
said
you
I
got?
gotta go digest it.
What you got? What you got to think on though?
Everything that you said.
You agree you was an Israelite though, brother? You charged?
I said I'm thinking about all of it. Let me put it this way. That's further than most people get with me.
That's true.
So you got further than most people get. So we'll leave it at that. I'm going to think.
All right. Well,
I'm going to get a salad, and I'm going back home, so it won't be no more.
But brother, you got that, James? You found that? But brother, you understand that you.
I do understand.
You understand that?
Yeah.
The brother got something for you.
understand.
Oh, I got you. Go ahead, Ken.
This is the book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26.
Toward the end of the line now.
For if we sin willfully
Right.
after that we have received knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice.